I told them we are not going. We intend to spend the night here, Prince. Danny reassured me. Anders said that's why. Joba came and was afraid to look into his eyes. Somehow they convinced me, and we took the room 2 by 2. I was also with Puna. We are laughing together. I have not breathed a word and Jobam is on the phone, and he is not in the game. My mother called me. I was happy. I looked away, and when she said hello, my stomach swelled and I cried. She was shocked and asked me what was wrong. My mother is very clear, but I have never talked to her about anything. But now I want to talk about what's inside me. I told her about everything about Job and she listened to me. I told her simply, my son, call me when you arrive in Addis Ababa tomorrow. I closed and joined my guards. We all went to sleep, but I refused to sleep. I went out and sat down. Someone behind me put a jacket on me. It's Joba. I was confused about what to say. He sat down and started staring at me. He slapped my neck and got worried. Joba lifted me up by my chin and said, no woman has ever done what you did to me. Not even my mother has ever touched my butt. I kept quiet. After a while I said goodbye and gave him the jacket and went in. It dawned on me without any sleep. We got up, had breakfast, and started on our way. When we reached Jibby Gate, he saw my mother from a distance. I told them that I would come tomorrow. Okay, my daughter said to me. I turned around and Mom laughed and kept quiet. She stopped him at a cafe. We went inside and sat down to talk. In the middle of our conversation, let me ask you a question, my princess. Don't lie to me. Okay, Mom, what is it? Do you have love from a boy named Job? I was shocked. When you see love, love means love. You like it. Oh no, Mom. What are you saying? Why did you tell me that? My daughter, don't hide your feelings. Now is the age where you can deal with these kinds of feelings. No, Mom, I just couldn't understand my feelings. I am dying to think that they share it with me. My son, your father chose me from many women. I made him mine, not many women. Wait, Mom, no, I am not in love. Well, just like you won't lose. Let love win you, I can't. After a week with my mother and father, I told my friends that I would come back on Monday. A week passed without talking to Yobin. I think I came back to my senses. Today I returned to Jibby. I was glad to meet my guardians. I rested a bit and went to the library to study my past. When I finished, I suddenly bumped into Abel. Ilaria. Abel. Where are you lost? He said. Come on, okay. Let's go with me today. Oh, it's not convenient. Okay. I'll invite you to dinner. We won't stay like last time. Come on, you look like a princess. Oh, you Reese still here, but I'd be happy if it was more than that, she said quietly. After a while, Nomo brought me lunch. Hello. Ilari. Oh, who should I say? I don't want you to be asleep. I am waiting for you. Abel, he came.
Everyone looked up at me and I said, I'm not with you for dinner tonight, and I started choosing clothes. My guards went out to eat dinner, but suddenly I met Joba. Abel can be seen from far away. Job, I said to him, you are very welcome. Thank you. Where have you disappeared? Suddenly Abel said, sorry, Ilari, let's go. He grabbed him and pulled him to himself saying, you're not going anywhere. Abel smiled and said, what? It's your problem, and I accepted it, and he yelled at me about Joba. Shut up. Abel, he said, please let her go, and tore me from his hand. Stop, Job, you hear me, Ilari, you will not go with this boy tonight. We entered a restaurant. We went out when the weather was nice. We were talking and laughing. To be honest, Abel is a nice boy. I don't know why they hate Joba. Abel, I said, you're very beautiful. Thank you. When I called you, I didn't think you would come soon, but you only stayed for 20 or 30 minutes, but you turned out to be beautiful, and you left. That's wisdom. What do you think? Hey, you're really beautiful. You're unique. When I said don't flirt with me, 2 guys came. Abel said hello and he introduced me. Their names are Enoch and Seraphel. While we were playing, suddenly everyone started dancing in pairs. Abel got up and said to him, you have become my lover for a minute. He held my waist and we started dancing. He came closer to my ear. He has seen many beautiful women, but he has never seen me like you. Why does he think I have a car? He knows that he should. The problem is that he doesn't know how to protect their feelings, he said. Abel said, Abel. He saw them and said, it will hurt them. Well, let's just go. When I told him that Gibi should not be closed, he said, you don't want to spend the night in a hotel. I said, no, you don't need to. We will go. We said goodbye to Abel's guards and started our journey to Gibi. We got out of the taxi halfway and started walking. He was wearing a hoodie, so he took it off and gave it to me. I said quietly, when he liked the smell of his clothes, Abel, I swear to you that we will never meet again. I would be happy if we were friends. When I said goodbye to Abel and went to the dorm, I met him again. That is the boy who slapped me. He just saw me. Oh, how are you? If you see how much you miss me, he came very close to me. I was very angry. I hope you don't forget me. He said, hey, you listen to me. I won't rest until I do what I said again. I gave you a choice at some. I said I won't let you do it again. Let me go. You're making my hand hurt. If you don't agree with my opinion, then he left me. As I expected, they were there. But now I let it go. Will you be with me? I said I won't let you do it again. Let me go. You're making my hand hurt. If you don't agree with my opinion, then he left me. As I expected, they were there. I said hello and joined them, but Ayoba wasn't there. We played and went back to the dorm. It's been 2 weeks since I saw Ayoba. I don't know if I miss him so much, but if I don't see him again, I think I'll go crazy. Let's do something. Prince. Baksh. He doesn't care. When everyone presented their ideas, I didn't say anything, Prince. Ilari, I wish you were quiet. No, I am listening to your thoughts. Poonam, she said we will just keep it simple and celebrate the club. We all agreed. I was happy because Ayoban was going to see him in the club. We all contributed money. We arrived on the day as we planned. I didn't do anything except contribute money, but I bought him a small gift. I already told my mother. We all bowed down and went out. I put on a white V-neck dress and dyed my hair as I was red, so he put red chapstick on me. Maki also touched me. It looks like it's your birthday. Prince Dan and the others are waiting for us at the place where we want to celebrate Joba's birthday. We got to where they are and we went inside. I have never been to such a place, so it is a bit new. We saw Joba. There are about 8 men and 4 women. He was looking at me. After greeting everyone, we sat down. The table was surrounded by different drinks. Ayobam is also drinking. When they told us to taste for today, I guessed. They ordered me alcohol-free. We were having fun until it was half cool. Suddenly Joba went out to talk on the phone and came a little later. But when he came, he was not alone. That girl came with her hand in hand. My mood changed, and I was in tears. The cake came while telling me to talk to myself. Ioba got up and said something rude and sat down. Everyone brought him a gift. But I didn't want to give in now, and I kept quiet. A song started and dancing started. Yoba and Redet started dancing together. Unexpectedly, my tears fell. I panicked, somehow reassured myself, and went into the bathroom. I started to feel a bit shaky. I washed my face and tried to calm myself down, but suddenly the door of the bathroom closed and I turned around. A boy is standing there. It's a male thing. Even though I know it's a women's bathroom, I just went to leave. He stood by the door and smiled. I don't say male. He grabbed me and pushed me against the wall. Even though I told him to let go, he couldn't feel me and started to fight me. I'm shouting so loud, but no one can hear me because the song is on. But suddenly, Pnu came to the toilet and knocked. Ilari said, "Are you sick?" I screamed with all my might. The sky and the earth turned to me and I said, suddenly, the door started to knock violently and then someone broke it. It was Danny. It was Danny. He said, "Let go of her, you dog." Somehow the prince didn't let go. Joba stopped at the door. I fell on the ground and woke him up. Pinu hugged me and my body trembled. Without telling where Joba came from, he took a broken bottle of wine and started walking towards his son. The prince quickly let go of the bottle of wine. Hanim and I were shocked to leave him and hugged me. Job somehow freed himself from the prince and started beating his son. I followed him. I don't know where we were going, but just being with Job is enough for me. He put the jacket on me, and my hands and feet are still shaking. When Joba saw this, he pulled him to him and hugged him. I started to cry. Suddenly, I stood up and we met, Joba. After this, I won't let anyone touch you. Nobody will hurt you. When he kissed me on the forehead, I bought him a present. He brought out a necklace and a watch. He bought him a necklace and a watch. I came very close and slowly kissed my nose. My heart is about to leave. I'm so happy, I said. I'm going to take you wherever you want. I said, okay, come on. We started walking. In the car, I'm in Joba's arms. I don't know why. He's afraid to leave his arms. It is nice to go in and sit down. I still didn't leave his arms, and while we were talking like that, Joba looked at his watch. I shook my head and expressed my consent to him. After a while, we got up and booked 2 rooms in the hotel. He gave me a key and I was about to go in. I looked up at him and he said, I said okay, he understood. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. Somehow it dawned on me. I had breakfast with Ioba. I'm going home today. So we went to Gibi to get my clothes. When I entered the dorm, there was no one except Maki. She asked me how I was and I told her I was fine. I took my clothes and said goodbye. He came out. Job was waiting for me downstairs. He left me embarrassed. When I got home, there was no one except our employee. I greeted her and told her that I was going to take a shower and sleep and not to disturb me. He went to my class. I took a shower and slept for a while. Is it? I went and sat next to her. When I finished talking on the phone, I kissed her and she kissed me. As soon as she looked into my eyes, Ilari, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Oh, Mom, nothing. She cut me off saying, don't lie to me. She said, where did you go? When I woke up from my thoughts, my mother was staring at me. I said, no, I'm thinking about Joba. I don't know where he came from. I have a good relationship with my guardians besides me. While he was saying that, the exam came and we all went to the library. I ate dinner around 1 o'clock in the night and went to bed to make myself comfortable for studying. I got up at 7 o'clock in the night. I always do this for the exam. So I got up, went to the library and started studying. Ilari is here if you are a librarian. It's urgent, he says, Abel. I gathered my book and got up and he was waiting for me. What's up? Please, can we stay for a minute, please? I just held him tight. There's a lump in my neck. It saddened me. I was saying, what happened to me? Suddenly Joba came and dragged me to him. Abel got very angry and hit him with a box.
When Jobam took me by the hand and asked him to come, when Abel came to let her go. Wait, it's okay, Abel. I started following Joba saying I'll call him tomorrow. What do you expect me to say when I meet you? No, I don't know if you have another problem with Abel. Abel is my guardian, so I can't get used to him. I can't, Ilari. I can't get used to him. Wait, why don't you get used to him? Is it because of Abel, or is it with everyone? Just don't challenge me. What are you doing, Joba? Wait, Ilari. I have to make a promise. How can you not understand? If I don't understand, tell me what you are hiding from me. If not, I will leave you. He grabbed my hand and pulled me to his chest. Wait, how come you don't understand? He said to my ear. Ilari, I love you so much. I want you to be mine alone. I was so shocked that I stopped standing. I never thought that this word would come out of Joba's mouth. But wait, if it is a lie, or if he is going to make me like the women he knows, I reached the dorm talking to him alone. I went to bed without saying anything. In the morning, somehow we got up and went to the exam. I'm not in a good mood, but somehow I'm trying to do the exam. I have 5 questions left, but I can't. I'm very dizzy. My hand is shaking. I jumped up and gave it to the teacher, and I was about to leave. I fainted. When I woke up, I was stuck with glucose in the clinic. My guardians were next to me. I was trying to get up, including Joba, when I asked them what happened. He asked me if I'm fine. I told him I'm fine. Mrs. Ilaria, I don't see anything special about you. It's from fatigue. Take rest. Don't worry too much about anything. I can't see Ioba's eyes, but suddenly Danny jumps up and says, come on, let's have a rest. Let's eat. Pnum said, I won't leave her and I won't go anywhere. Danny said to her slowly, and she jumped up and kissed my forehead. Ioba closed the door and sat next to me. I looked up and looked at his eyes. I am fine, Joba. Ilari, please, if you feel that I have lost my love for you, insult me as much as you want, shout at me, but please don't be silent. Your silence is scary. I don't know what to say back, holding my hands tight. Wait, don't you believe me, Ilari? Die. I love you from the bottom of my heart, but not if you want me to give you time. I'll wait for you for days and years. I can't see you being someone else, please. Joba got up and went out. Abel came and sat next to me. He asked me, "Are you okay? What happened?" I said, "I'm fine." Abel said it's a simple matter. I told him the doctor. I finished my treatment and left the clinic. I went to the dorm and slept. It was from Joba. I was advising him to be normal as much as I could. Suddenly, my mother called him, and I went out and told her everything. It's this morning. We all left the class. We went to the class, studied, and went out. We went to the cafe and had breakfast. While we were sitting, a beautiful short girl in a white dress. I said to her, "Oh, it's because I want to talk to you. It would be nice if it was outside the campus." Well, Bayat told my guardians and I started walking with the girl. She straightened up from her chair and sat down. I straightened up to listen. "What do you think? I am the son of a poor family. I am their hope and their dream. I learned my lesson and wanted to make them happy, but my goal was to fall in love with someone who would never be there again." When she said this, her eyes suddenly shed tears. "So what does love and family have to do with the boy? You told her that you love him." Tears fell from her eyes. "He said that the problem is that the boy is a hard character. He doesn't want a girl for anything more than one night. They have become my job." But since that time, the boy started hanging out with a girl in the yard. I don't know what she is, but she kept talking. Suddenly, I started to feel nauseous and turned me around. I continued to listen. The girl, "But I can't do it now. I'm going crazy. I'm so in love with him. I'm just surprised by her condition." "Wait, who is the boy and why are you telling me this?" "Oh my God," I say inside somehow. I asked her who is the child and she said, "Abel." "Me too. Abelma is my guardian. Please tell me the truth. If you said it to me, I ordered you." So I interrupted her immediately. "Please help me if you approach Abel to get along with you. You can't fail to get along with me too. Make us get along with a smile." I didn't do anything. "You know Abel, it's just because he's trying to look bad. I'll introduce you to a date that's convenient for you." "Thank you very much." "Okay, but you didn't tell me your name." I had a headache that didn't exist. I went to the dorm and slept, but I heard a sound and saw Hani crying. "Honey, how can I not see you crying like that?" After many struggles, she finally told me. "I will tell you, Ilari, but don't tell anyone, especially Dan. Ilari is in love with me. Tell the truth, honey," I said to her happily. "You know, who is Danny?" "What is Danny? Our guardian Danny." "Yes, Ilari is crazy about his love. I don't say words, but my actions speak." "But I didn't understand anything, honey. That's why you're crying. It's love. Just tell him." "Ilari." I cried because Dan is a player who doesn't know Dan. He doesn't disappear from the woman around him. Now I see them. But today it's bothering me. Every time we talk, the girl who was with me at night only said once, "Honey, tell him clearly that you love him." I can't. Ilari, suddenly while we were talking, my phone was called Abel. My phone was called Abel. "How are you?" "Thank you." "Abello, how are you?" "Thank you." "Where are you?" "I'm in the dorm." "I wanted to see you. I hope you're safe." "I just want to see you. If we meet later." Abella said that I don't think I'm comfortable even now. Honey said with her hand, Go, we'll talk later." "We'll talk and don't cry again." Bayat jacket came out. The time will be around 11:30. On my way to meet Abel, I started to scream. Something very loud began to growl on my neck. When I woke up, Abel was lying at the foot of a tree with water in one hand and a paper in the other. I didn't say anything. "Abel." "Wait, what's the matter?" I said. "Come on, Abella. What's wrong with you again?" "Abella, it's the exam anxiety and sleeplessness that will leave me. I don't think we'll go to the hospital tomorrow. No, I'm fine. I told you that we will go. Leave him and your suitors are getting more and more bad." "What does he mean? He's going to kidnap you." Tish has a criminal laughing. "But really, Abello lover, you have never talked to me." He laughed. "I don't have it." "Why wait, you never had it." I said they never existed. They were temporary. They were not permanent. "Why did you make them temporary? Aren't they the same woman? And what does he mean?" "Just being called a woman doesn't make you a woman," he said and smiled. But suddenly I remembered that Hani came to leave her dorm. I jumped up and said, "Abella just told her not to make any appointments tomorrow." "Why, Ilari? I have someone to introduce you to." "Who is it? There is no date tomorrow. What's bothering you? Just let me go. Hani dorm is alone." I said and jumped up. "Okay, but are you okay now?" "Yes." Okay, let me accompany you to the dorm. While we were walking, my phone called Danny. He told me that they were at a cafe and told me to come. I asked if Hani was there. I went. All of them were there, and Jobam said not only him, but the helper also came with him. I greeted them all in turn and joined them. Ioba's guards also joined us from the other side. Ridet looked at me and hugged me. I didn't say anything, but I felt angry. In the middle of the game, my phone rang. It was my mother. I went out and started talking. I said hello to my father, and then I started talking to my mother. I started talking to everyone. My mother talks to me like a guard, so I'm very happy because she helps me. My mother is laughing. My son is envying you. Why am I jealous, Mom? He is not me either. But he told you that he loves you. I don't believe him. He knows that he is going to play with me like the others. Only the Son and the Creator know him. But my son knows this. You know, I like your caution. But sometimes we lose people who love us because of lack of faith, and don't let me be one of those people. Ilari. Okay, Mom, I just wanted to say goodbye, and I went in and joined them. But suddenly, Ioba jumped up. Come on, Ilari. He held out his hand to me. We started making out in the courtyard, and he still didn't let go of my hand. I didn't want him to let go of me either. Somewhere, Ioba stopped. I said to him, I wish Ioba. Ilari? You know, but I love you so much. I was bursting with joy. I hugged him. Ioba, what can I tell you? Wait, my love for Ilari is wrong. Tell me what you've lost. I'll do anything. Ioba, by your mother, just don't do anything for me. Ioba, please, I want to go now. I said. He didn't want to press me. He agreed and escorted me to the dorm, saying that there are no cafes now. When I entered the dorm, they all sat down and I sat down with them. We slept together one by one. I didn't say anything about Ioba. We got up in the morning and went to a cafe and had breakfast. She remembered Abel's lover at 6 o'clock. Today, I thought of contacting her. When my friends asked me what it was, I cut it short. I told them. I called Abel earlier and called him. We went to the place where Beza and I had talked about 7 o'clock last time. When Abel and I arrived, Beza had arrived before us. As soon as she saw us, she jumped up. Listen, Abelahani is dead. I have to go. Bezi, I'm sorry. Okay. Abel will play with you like me. Ilari said, don't worry, I'll just bite him another day. I finished my work. When I entered the yard, Hani called. Hey Hani. Ilu, are you staying? Hey Jibi. I've arrived. Just wait there by the door. He stood next to me and I kept quiet. How do you attract me? I'm not going to lie to you. I was a little busy. I missed you. Just let go. Truly, my beautiful, please turn to me. Wait, girl, why do you have to make me come inside you? In one. If you get into a slap, that's your own business. Listen, I have offered you 2 choices. You can get rid of me in 1 day and night. You beat him because I let you. Because I let you. What does he mean? Because I want you to spend the night with me. He grabbed me and said, you can be my lover too. Hani came when I was angry and fought to let Enche go. She said you should let her go. He laughed and let me go. Well, Hana said, I don't know where he knows her. You listen to me and don't touch her again. We went to a cafe with Hani. Hani was looking me in the eye. Wait, this Jezba means that she hasn't divorced you yet. I told her what she told me when she told me not to hide. I asked her where she knew him. She told me that she knew him by chance. I said yes. And what do you think, honey? We agreed and went to the dorm. Lately, Dan has been behaving strangely. We were all confused and asked him, but he told us that he had a little quarrel with his family, but we kept quiet. A very disgusting thing happened today. I stayed at home on Saturday and Sunday and returned to Gibi on Monday. I will miss you soon, my guardians. I went to the dorm and said hello to my guardians. I woke up at some time when I shouted yes. She said, oh, I'm not going. I said, go to sleep. It's up to you. She said she was going. Makti hit me. You get up, she said. What is it, Makti? Take a shower and let's go. Where is he with Dan? Makim looked at me and said that you are very beautiful. Your dress is simple. We all went out. Joba, Prince Dan, and 4 other children, Sarafel, Mickey, Nati, and Aman are with them. We greeted everyone and went out. We had dinner somewhere. We said, Dan, get up. The waitress came and said that it was dark and there was a little light. She said that she knows Yoban, so the place is not new to them. They ordered me a drink, but I didn't want a drink, and they threw me something alcohol-free. But I don't care about Dan's condition. He drinks his drink like a drunk before the night starts. He starts to get drunk because of drinking too much. Sometimes he shouts, sings, dances with a woman, and Hani starts crying at this time. But suddenly Dan has a fight with someone. Joba dragged him out. We paid the bill and went out with them. Dan, who is not present, is drunk and doesn't know what to say. In the middle of the road, suddenly he was crying and looking at Joba. Brother Joba, don't help me. I am a renegade man. I am cheap. Joba held his arm. I fought for it not to happen, but I couldn't. I pretended that I was nothing, but now I couldn't. Dan said, tell me what's wrong, Ayoba. I really fought, Ayoba. I fought, but she won me. Ayoba, I was sick. I kept silent, while others were around me. I wished for her. Oh, Dan, I struggled. I said to myself, leave her alone, but in my heart, leaving her felt like death. But I will die for you, Ayoba. Ayoba said loudly. Dan, tell me what is wrong. Who is she talking about? Dan, Ayoba, you my brother, the woman you love, the woman you opened your heart to. I used to love her worse, but now I'm crazy. Yes, I can't. Joba, I can't. When he was talking about this, I lost all my thoughts and my tears kept falling. Dan fell at Joba's feet. Forgive me, I want Joba. There is nothing he brought. He begged Joba, saying, forgive me. No one breathed a word. Unexpectedly, Hani fell unconscious. I called Hani and everyone was shocked. The prince carried Hani from the ground. There was a hospital near where we were. We took her. Everyone was confused. Dan was drunk and he was still drunk. Jobam loudly told Dan to be quiet. Suri jumped up. He took him out to blow some air to let the drunkenness go away. My creator inside of me, please protect Hani for me. Please do all that is good for us because of the drunkenness. I was praying and the doctor came out. Prince went and told us that she was fine and that we could go in and see. They all went in, but I couldn't go in. Come on, Mickey. When she told me that I will see her later, and now she went out to wash my face. I was confused. I looked for a chair and sat down. After a while, Pnu sat down next to me. Ilari, you have to come in now. Honey, Ilari is saying good to me. I said okay. I opened the door and went in. Honey said come with me and I said, I went and sat next to her. She took them and went out. Honey cried. Ilari said to me. I held her hand tightly. Honey, I'm sorry, I can't say anything, forgive me. Ilari, what did you do? I don't know, but Dan made a big mistake. Ilari, there's a lot you don't understand about love. Dan opened the door and came in. He said he was a little drunk. I wiped my tears and got up. Dan went and sat where I stood. He held Hani's hand tightly. What is it, Hani? What happened to you? Ilari and I have been following you lately, she said with a smile. It's been 4 days since Hani left the hospital. In those days, we never met Nioba. Today we sat down with Abel. But what happened to you recently? What happened to me? I said she is. He smiled. She is fine. How is it then? What do you think? Ilari is a true woman. The word woman describes her properly. Oh boy, are you married? There is no such thing. Why, she is the best girl and you might be comfortable with her too. Shut up, please. Basama loves me from her eyes and from her condition. She has hidden her in your house. And you? Okay, beg me, you won't be together. I can't, Ilari. Why? I don't love her. I don't want to demonize her. In the evening, my mother called me and I was talking to her and she told me that she will not go to work tomorrow. I got an idea. We don't have class tomorrow and my grandmother said there's no place for us to go. I told her that I will come tomorrow with my friends. I told them that there's a place that I will take them to tomorrow. And they said, where are you? They said that they will see you tomorrow. The next day, around 6 o'clock in the afternoon, we started our journey to my house. As soon as we arrived at Rugar, they said to me, where are you? The door was opened and I let them in. They couldn't stop saying that you are a crazy house. When I saw my mother, I said, Mama, what did everyone say? I turned around. I introduced them to my grandmother. My grandmother is free. We talked and we got up to leave when the time came. When we were about to say goodbye to my mother and grandmother, my grandmother called me and kissed my forehead, and I kissed her again. We went to Gibi. We spent the night sitting talking. In the morning, I was woken up by my mother's phone call. She told me that my grandmother had been admitted to the hospital for the night and was asking them to bring me. I got up in a panic and started to change my clothes. I told my guards that, if we don't go with you, I will call them seriously. We went out with Hani. As soon as I arrived at the hospital, my mother, father, and aunt said nothing. I was shocked, so I went with my mother without greeting them. My mother's face looked like a tomato. My mother asked where my mother is, so she took me in and said she is waiting for you. I was shocked when I saw my grandmother. She said, "It's not the one I was with yesterday. Say with Mickey on a video call." She said, "Call me." Mickey means my mother has one brother, and Mickey is my mother's brother's son. My uncle and his wife are now in America. They lived there with my grandmother. We grew up together before Mickey went to America. We loved him very much. After he left, we would not miss talking once a day. He will be 24 now, and I am 20. My grandmother loves me very much. She doesn't know about me and his jokes. She said that she called Mickey, and he is shocked and asking her how she is. She is moaning, "I have a big house. It is yours and Ilari's house. It used to be in your name. I have saved my wealth as they wanted. But I have put it on paper, okay, my daughter." When I told my grandmother not to say anything, she suddenly became silent. They called the doctor while shouting and dragged me out. The doctor said that they are alive, but prepare yourselves for what will happen. Eat hard and leave. He calmed down a bit. Hani passed by my side in the hospital. Mickey and his family are going to come to Ethiopia. Anyway, after we had breakfast, she said, "Hani, go." But she couldn't hear me. At 10 o'clock at night, it is not possible to enter the room where my grandmother is. So she saw her in the mirror and refused to sleep, so we went out with Hani to take a breath. But as soon as we entered, my mother was on the ground and everyone was crying. When I ran to the room where my grandmother was, they covered my grandmother with a cloth and the nurse turned around. Her eyes were blindfolded. I went crazy and they dragged me out. At some point, I had a dream that heaven and earth turned around. When I opened my eyes, I was put on glucose. I took it off and ran to my grandmother, but my grandmother was not there. The day of her funeral came. She was buried one night because they said she would not be buried without Mickey. When Mickey came, we cried like a turban. Brooke, Abella, Dan, Prince, and my guardians and Abella's guardians arrived, crying and said goodbye to me. After my grandmother's death, I couldn't be a person. I got sick and went to the hospital. I was going to fill the withdraw, but my father said no, because there were people he knew, so he talked to them and received their permission.
I was sick for more than a month and my family and guardians suffered together. I don't have words for my guardians. My mother saw Joba because she was crying, to release me. I saw Joba when I heard them call him Joba, and as soon as I saw him, I knew it was him. She said it's not surprising if a woman's heart fights. Mickey came while we were talking. "How are you, my princess?" I said to him quietly, "I hate talking after losing my grandfather." Panu and Honey are coming today. They will spend the night with me. Num, go sit there and snort. I also noticed it instinctively. Maiko and Punu are very close. In fact, they go together. Both of them are very beautiful. While we were talking, Maiko came and said Punu, and Hanim and I laughed heartily. Suddenly, Hani said, "Yoba called me." By the way, Hanina and Punu know everyone. I accepted and said, "What's up?" She said, "He's going to ask about your safety as usual." I kept quiet. We were playing together at night, and Hanina and Punu returned to Gibi. Me too. While I was sitting on the balcony of our house, Maiko came and said, "Okay, my princess." He sat next to me. "Come and tell me about Gibi." He doesn't have anything to say. What can we tell you? "Shut up," he smiled, saying that you don't seem to have heard. What did you hear? Now he looks at me and I am your brother. Tell me everything. I told him, Mickey, don't deny it. Wait, I'm confused about what to say. Let me tell you, Grandma, you know how you want your education and you know it well. Now you have a reason why you don't go. Gibby, you are running away from something. Mickey, bless. Don't say anything. Just tell me. No, Ilari. Because you love your guardian Hannah, you are blaming yourself for what happened and his guardian. Job has got love from you, and it's because of these things, isn't it? Wait, who told you it's Hani, isn't it? Listen to me. Ilari, tell me what you feel now. Nico, I don't know, I'm just confused. One thing I know is that I've never felt the way I feel when I'm with Yoba. I don't know why he gave him a special place. I'm afraid it won't. And Ilari, that's why you didn't accept him. Wait, Ilari, you have love from Job, like you. Oh, Miki, no. It's because Ilari is your first. But you are not and you cannot be. I know, but I never thought that Dan would ever feel it. Our closeness is in the spirit of friendship. Ilari just happens, just follow your heart, okay? Anyway, get ready, you'll go to class tomorrow. And he left me. Hello. Hello, Ilari. Oh, Abella. How are you? Thank you. How are you? I'm fine, but I miss you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, Abelo closed it. Now that I think about it, Mickey is right. I have to face everything. And I called my guardians and told them that I will come tomorrow. They were very happy. I fixed my clothes and packed them in a suitcase. Ilari, take this off. Miki, I said it's not the time. My father came while we were arguing. They dropped me off in 2. Maiko rented a car as long as he was here, so he took me to Gibi in his car. I took my luggage and went to the dorm. When I arrived, they were waiting for me in the dorm. I hugged everyone and said hello to them and sat down. We were playing and it was lunchtime. We went to the cafe together. I don't know, but I'm feeling scared inside. I laughed, wondering if Dan was there. When we entered, they weren't. I was glad. We went in and had lunch and left. It was afternoon class. While I was sitting down, my phone rang. It was Abel. I picked up. Oh, Abella, you mouse didn't come. I'm Gibi, come on. Okay, where are you? I'll wait for you at the usual place. I said okay and hung up. I told my guards and got up. He came out, but suddenly he met him again. He called me Ilari and hugged me. I told him he is safe when he left the hug. Yes, you are fine, he said. Yes, I'm fine. I'm gonna walk past him. Don't talk to me for a minute. I'm sorry. Abel is waiting for me. He left without answering me. I missed him very much. As soon as he found me, he hugged me like a mouse. After saying goodbye, we started talking. At 11:30, Makti called. I said goodbye to Abel and went to Makti's. They said to sit in a cafe. Iobana and Prince were with them. Afraid, I approached them. As soon as Ioba saw me, he stood up and hugged me. He pulled a chair and sat next to him. We parted ways after having dinner. It's been 2 weeks since Gibi came, but I still haven't seen Dan. To make up for my recent past, I get up at night and go to the library. Today, I started going to the library. I stood where he was. I was confused whether I should go or not, but I also miss him. I was kissing myself. Dan saw me. As soon as he saw me, he jumped in shock. He came next to me. I have Ilari. I don't know why, but my tears came. He hugged me without saying anything and I hugged him. I said, okay, let's go and sit down. I said to him, what are you doing here at this hour? I came to the library and you. I was also in the library. But Ilari is fine, be strong, thank you. I said, I don't think so. Let me play the song for you. I'll be happy. He opened it and said, I have a person who will live forever in love with me. In my heart, my mouth is a distant dream. For this human being that I have never reached, I am hungry. He calls you like grain water. When I fail, I don't want to accompany you. I kiss you forever. When I hurt you, I miss you. Who is the person who came before me? I just listened to the song and when it was over, he took it from my ear. Did you hear it? Oh, your choice of song is nice. He jumped up and hugged me tightly. I apologize for leaving me. Ilari Ioba loves you from the bottom of his heart. After this day, a week passed without seeing Ioban or Dan. Since we didn't have class today, Maiko took his old guardians and walked around with my guardians. Panu and Maiko are very close, and I am very happy about that.